morning, everyone. First, before we get into math, shout out to Hunter. Hunter's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday, Hunter. I hope you had a really good day. And if we see you on our Zoom call this morning, we'll definitely wish you a happy birthday. All right, last 2 weeks, we've been working, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You guys, I don't even know how long it's been anymore, but we've been working on bar graphs, pictographs, survey skills. And I said, you're not gonna have a test because you aren't, which meant that that project you did last week was the end of that unit. We're gonna move on to something different again. We keep switching things around. And today we're gonna start learning about measurement. Now we've done some measurement where we have used our rulers and we figured out the length in centimeters or meters, but there are a lot of other things that we might need to measure. So if I was making a recipe, which I hope all of you have done at some point while you've been home, I will need to know different measurements, and none of them are centimeters. My recipe doesn't say, take out 3 centimeters of flour. That would not make any sense. It tells me take out 3 cups of flour, or take out 250 milliliters of oil. So it tells me measurements, but different kinds of measurements. We're gonna start by learning about something called capacity. So, went in my kitchen and I found some stuff to help us learn about capacity. Capacity tells me how much can go inside of something when it's empty. So this is an empty measuring cup. It's a nice big one, and it has a capacity. It could hold 1 liter of liquid. So if I wanted to put water in here, I could put in 1 liter of water. Now, right now it's empty, and that is something that's kind of important if we talk about capacity. Capacity looks at when something is empty, how much could it hold? Not how much is it holding. Okay, there's a different word for that. And the word for how much is it holding is volume. So capacity says how much could it hold when it's empty. Volume says how much is it actually holding. So the capacity of this is 1 liter. It could hold 1 liter. The volume that it's holding right now would be 0 liters. It's not holding any liters. I haven't put anything in it. But if I did, and I filled it all the way to the top, the volume that it's holding is 1 liter. You can go in your fridge right now and you can find all sorts of different containers. You would be able to find, I'm sure, something that is 1 liter. Whether it's in your fridge or in your cupboard, 1 liter is something that we use fairly frequently in our measurements. So tomorrow I'm going to show you a couple cartons and talk to you about how much they hold, what their capacity is, what they could hold if they were full. Maybe the volume in them if you haven't opened them and they still actually are full. So this is what 1 liter looks like. You might have heard about milliliters. We're not going to do milliliters at this point, but we are going to look at liters. So this is 1 liter. I want you to go into your kitchen and see if you can find something that will hold 1 liter. It has 1 liter capacity so that you get a really good idea of what that looks like. It's helpful for you to know that. So even just right now, thinking of a bottle of pop, like a nice big one, we always say it's a 2 liter bottle of pop, right? Because it holds 2 liters. It has a capacity of 2 of these, 2 liters. So think of that, that's 2 liters. Just cut that in half, you get about this size. We're gonna take a look at our book now and we're gonna see what you're actually gonna be looking at and thinking about today. We are back into your workbook today on page 91. And today I'm making you do like a ton of questions. Number 1 all the way to number 8. But they're really quick. So in number 1, you're gonna circle which bottle has more liquid in it. A and B are very easy. When you get to C, take a very close look at these 2 bottles. They are not the same bottle. One of the bottles has a much larger capacity than the other. So even if they're filled up to the same height, one of them has more in it. So which one is it? In number 2, which glass has less liquid? Again, when you get to C, one of the cups has a much larger capacity than the other. So even though it looks like they're the same, they're not. Then when you come down here, you're going to circle which container contains more liquid. So for this one, we know it's this one because look, they poured them out for us. It's very hard to decide on capacity and compare the capacities when the two containers look very different. So if we pour them into the container that is the same, then suddenly we can see which one has more. So for this one, yeah, that's tricky. I don't know, they look about the same, but when we pour them out, oh, now I see which one has more. Same with this one. Turn over the page and you're gonna go to number 4, where you're gonna circle the container that holds more. So here's the two containers, and we poured it into some cups. So this one filled up 5 glasses, and this one filled up 2 glasses, huh? Which one holds more, I wonder? You can definitely figure this out. Then here's 2 more containers. Which one can hold more? Yep, you got that one too. In number 5, we poured them into some beakers. These are called beakers. And they have the lines drawn on them to measure. The lines don't even matter all that much right now because we can still see which one is higher. So which container holds less? Please read your questions super duper carefully today. Which of these ones hold less? Well, when you pour them, Same with over here. All right, number 6. Circle the container that has the greater capacity. Which container could hold more? So between these two, which one do you think holds more? Between a spoon and a cup, which one do you think holds more? Well, would you rather have a cup full of juice or a tiny little spoonful of juice? And which holds more, a bucket or a bathtub? I mean, I hope you guys already know the answers to this. Now, capacity is measured in liters. We've talked about that. And here is what 1 liter looks like. We'll see that tomorrow in our lesson. So this milk carton has a capacity of 1 liter. You're going to estimate, give me a smart guess, what the capacity is of the other container. So comparing those two, how many liters do you think that one would hold? Comparing these two, how many liters do you think this holds? And comparing these, how many liters would that hold? Smart guesses, please. And then in number 8, we're going to talk about the difference between capacity and volume. Remember, the capacity is how much it could hold if it was full, and the volume is how much is actually in there. So you're going to tell me each of those. What's the capacity of this jar? How much could it hold? It could hold that much. But how much is it holding? It's holding that much. So that's the difference between capacity and volume. I'm going to do the same with those two. And then I'm not making you do number 9 because, I mean, I should make you not do something, I suppose. Have fun. And if you have any questions, let me know.